Hey guys, so this is my scrap buster, and I had a lot of scraps left over from that gusseted journal that I made. So I had enough to actually make myself a small journal. It's still kind of a gusseted journal, but this is more like using my papers in the stack the deck kind of format. You saw on my previous video where I had how I had done the pages, and I did promise you that it was a no-sew, so hang on for that. So I did figure out my I do have a hardcover. This is a piece of chipboard I had holes in it, but that'll be fine. So 2 1/8 by 6 3/4 is your spine. You just need one of those, or 5.3 centimeters by 17 centimeters. Okay, and you need 2 of these, 4 5/8 by 6 3/4, or 11.8 centimeters by 17 centimeters. Okay, and you need 2 of those. I had this page that I had done using up my scraps, and I have this little bit of leftovers. I have a few things that I can still, you know, cut and put on, but that is it. That's all I have left out of the mound of stuff I had. But this was not large enough to do the book. So I looked through my stash, and I have this. I have a bunch of these different papers and stuff, but it's kind of the same colors. You're not going to really see much of this, but it was something that I could use. So, because I am going to use this, and all of my other little pieces on the front cover, but you know, I just needed something that was actually going to get the book covered. There we go. So I'm just going to put glue on this and just pick my spot here. Okay, my husband's talking to one of my puppies. There we go. And I am going to get my ruler just to help me make sure that I get it straight and that I stay a quarter of an inch away from the spine with both front and back covers. Okay, so I can line this up. There we go. Alrighty, and this one. Yeah, it doesn't matter that it's upside down. It's an optical illusion. It's not really upside down. Oh, goodness. So I hope everybody has been having a really good day, and that you've been enjoying yourself. I have had a uneventful day today. I did get some more stuff in the mail, so I've had to sort through that and see what all I needed to do, packaging up and wise. But other than that, I'm getting to craft, so I am very, very happy. All right, so there is that. I'm just going to flip this over and give it the kind of once over. Alrighty, there we go. So, we're just going to take some scissors and I'm just going to give a quick cut here. Keep about 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch. And I like to leave myself a little bit more than 1/8 of an inch so I can really get a nice corner. All right. Alrighty then. Now this is not super really strong paper or anything, so it's not going to be, it's not like cardstock. It's a nicer copy paper is really about all it is. There we go. But it will be just fine for what we're going to do. So I am going to lay some glue on the edge of my chipboard. You can use double-sided tape if you would prefer. When I'm doing mini albums, I really do like to use the double-sided tape, but journals to me are just a little more informal. So I just don't tend to, I mean, I know they're going to stay together. That is not an issue. But, there we go. Yeah, that works very nicely. Yeah, I just, I don't know why, because there's really not a huge amount of difference. But I guess I just kind of go about doing the journals a little bit differently. I mean, I still worry. I want to make sure that they're going to last a long time and do the job and be good for photos and lots of writing. So, I don't know. I don't know. But, the glue, this glue is good glue, and I'm not, you know, worried that I'm going to be not doing as good a job as if I was using the score tape. It's just so stinking expensive. And when I do a project that I'm using it, I mean, I usually go through a whole roll. Well, you know, that's $4 or $5 right there. So, and I've tried some of the other ones, and I don't agree. Now, I haven't tried all of them, but I don't agree that there are a bunch of other ones out there, or, you know, that are better than score tape. I haven't come across any yet, though. I haven't tried all of them. I'm saying that out loud. Now, remember, guys, we're going to put some glue in the corners only. And we're going to get our corner to come around and lay down. Get that corner to come around and make sure everything is laying down and that we've got it glued down. That, to me, is what's going to maintain a nice corner for years to come, is adding some glue in there when you are wrapping it around. You know, if you're just wrapping it around and then going ahead with everything it's liable to get bumped once and the edge comes out, you know, because sometimes we just don't leave as much as we think we should, and boom. So, okay, I'm going to let that kind of dry, and I'm going to put glue down here. Sorry, I'm not all in. And remember, we put glue on top of what we folded in. Okay, now I'm going to flip this back around and go ahead and pull this. And that glue ought to be a little more tacky because I let it sit there for a second. There we go. Now this one. I don't know. You guys let me know if you'd be interested in these. I've got a bunch of different papers for me to put them in my Etsy shop. They're great for collage work and stuff. There's all different kinds. Some of them are just pictures. Okay, so there is that. Now, oh, see, I don't even have enough to do the inside. Wow. Let's see. That's not wide enough. Let me pull this back out again. I don't have anything. Oh, I do have that. But it's not really wide enough by the time I get, yeah. Poodles and doodles. And I don't really have enough to do another page. Okay, so let's just get a piece of cream colored cardstock. Oh, I wish I had fingernails. They're growing slowly. I'll be right back. Let me just give you a quick tour of what I have. Those are two different kinds there. I have these. Christmas ones. Old-fashioned Santa Claus. I guess I've got them upside down. And there's that one. It's another one of those. This is kind of school. Medieval, guess. I don't know. William Shakespeare kind of stuff. I don't know if all of these are that. Looks like it. Then I've got some old photos. Some more old photos. These two are scary. They could be in a Halloween thing. Oh, some more photos. And some more photos. And there's more photos. And then these are, I think there's two different kinds here. Those are pretty. And then you've got this kind of stuff here. I don't know. It looks like those are all the same. So that's it. But those are 11 by 17. So they're kind of neat. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to measure. Now I found these. I said cream color, but this is that kind of a lavendery color, and I think it's going to look really nice. So I'm going to cut them both at the same time. And we'll save the little bits for, see how we do here. Yes, let me erase my pencil mark. There we go. I'm going to put these together. Remember, don't stretch your score tape. Get it right on the edge, or best you can. Give it a little burnish. And just line them up. There we go. Okay, housekeeping here. All right, bring this back and let's get it cut before we start putting it on. And we could move this so this is in the center, so we don't have to pencil. We don't have to see that score line any place. Huh. Nope, not there. Not there. Wrong spot. Okay. All right. One. Two. And let's see, is this still going to work out for me? Yes. Okay. Let's see which one. Doesn't really matter. Okay. I'm showing you this so that you know you don't have to own score tape. Especially if you're just kind of doing this as a, you know, as a, just a quick thing to use up your scraps. And you do want them to have some glue on both sides of the spine. And I'm only doing the 1/2 at a time. And I am going to have to cut that side down, but maybe not. Where's my scoring tool? There we go. I want that to go down in there. Okay. Oops. Now, you do not want to try and close this until the glue dries. That is the difference between doing score tape on both sides of this and doing glue. So you do want to give this time to get absolutely dry, or you will end up getting bubbles. And you don't want bubbles. You do not want bubbles. So make sure you've got that all worked into that glue. Now, we're going to go to the other side here and get this part done. So this can totally be done without score tape. It's easier, it's faster with score tape. And I think that's one reason most of us who do videos tend to use the score tape, because we can keep moving. We don't have to go through all of this, getting all this glue on, and, you know, it's just much faster. But it's doable and totally acceptable to do it without score tape. Whoa! And I see I'm a little short right here because of the room I used. I could have left it just a titch longer. And apparently I didn't get it cut just straight, but now we're just going to leave that. I mean, seriously, guys, do not try and even open it up, you know, even lift it up. Let it completely dry. And we're going to come back to it for a second, after a second. Just support it when you pick it up. Now we're going to start on these puppies. I want you to open it up to your center. Pull everything out except, and leave the first one down on your page. Now, I want you to put off to one side a single thin layer of glue. Don't go directly down the center, because that's where your brads are going to go. And then just lay your second page onto your first. Make sure you've got it all straight. Burnish. And it moved. And so the pages that you're going to want to have, you know, in the center, now is when you'll lay them exactly where you want them and glue just with a little bit of glue. You don't want much glue, because it does make it harder to get your brads through. There we go. All right. And then do the other side of center and put a little light bit of glue. And you can kind of see the pages as we're going, the way I've decorated them and things. Okay. My husband is having some problems with our puppy. He went and got his second COVID shot today, and he didn't feel very well for a little while, but he feels better now. I get my second shot in about 2 weeks, I guess. All right, now I'm going to skip that little area with the lace. I'm not going to put any glue there, but I am going to move it to slide this in to the space I need it. Close it up. Push it into the glue. Do some burnishing. Okay. And it didn't stick. I am going to have to cut that off. I'm not sure I knew what I was thinking when I did it that way. But it is just going to be in my way. So, just going to cut that edge off. I think this one I had, yeah, this did not. I think I had that on an outside back page or something, or I had it flipped around the other way when I did that, and then I changed my mind where I wanted it. Alright. And you're centering these into the pages, into just like a stack the deck, except your whole page is the next page that goes in. If that makes sense to you. If you've ever done the stack the deck with a mini album, I'm sure you're getting that analogy. But if you haven't, then probably not. But you just want each one of these to fit inside the next. And now that they're getting, I'm just trying to stay kind of to one side or the other and not really go down my center. Now this is my first one that I am not going to have go from the top to the bottom. So set it where you want it. Make sure that's going to work for you. And move on. And then I have this one. And that one. Okay. There we go. Mommy's filming. And then this is our last one. All right, and then this one, make sure, yeah, this one is going to go right top to bottom in the center. Let's get our all right. Okay, so you're going to do that to all three of them. And then I also got a bunch of this stuff. And if you guys are interested in that, let me know. I can cut them into, you know, like probably 6-inch sections, maybe 8-inch sections. And they're great for making holes. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a strip. Let's see, is that going to work? I think so. I'm going to go ahead and just take a strip. Nothing fancy here. I'm just going to take a strip and I'm going to kind of set it in the center of my page. So again, I'm just eyeballing. And I'm going to make some holes. And one is going to be about 1 inch down. And I tell you, one thing I can do. Okay, we're going to fold this so I know where my half point is. And then I'm going to fold to my half point because I will want to put quite a few brads in there. And I'm going to poke a little hole so I get those two the right way. Okay, so now I'm going to line that hole up again. There it is. Okay. So we'll put this hole here. There we go. Oh, that wasn't in my thing. And then I have, let's see, where's my fold? My fold is here. Good. My center is here. Good. And I think my fold is right about there. But either way, I am now going to be able to do this on all three. Get my little... And so now I have my holes down the sides there. Okay, guys? So get your other two done just like this, and then I'll come back to you. Bye. So you need to make sure that a couple of times during the process of letting it dry that you have run your bone folder over everything. And now we can start making sure that nothing is going to buckle. And we're good. So you see, it is easy to do without score tape. All right, guys? Okay, so I have finished all three of gluing my signatures down. And so now we're going to figure out where we want them in the book. And I want approximately a ½ an inch in between the first and the last one and the center, and a little bit off of each side. So I believe I've got them centered top to bottom and sitting about where I want them. So I'm just going to take my pencil and make a little mark in the center of each one onto the purple paper. Excuse me. So now I'm just going to get some marks. Okay, so the first one is 3/8. The second one is basically 1 inch. And the third one is 1 3/4. So we're pretty darn close to having everything where we need them. But if I start here and go 3/8, I might not get to this one. So I'm going to start here and go to 3/8. All right, and that looks like we're doing beautifully. And then we have 1 inch and 1 3/4. All right, so now I need my little piece of paper again. And first thing I'm going to do is go back to this first one. And one thing I didn't do, which I normally always do, is these little buggers want to fall out of here, is I usually put a top and a bottom on there. And let's see which way is going to match up. Yeah, so this is my top. Whoops, flip out of there. This is my top. Okay. So now you can do this one of three ways. You can lay this, and I don't really have a top or a bottom on this thing, so we can lay this so it's centered, and when you open them you should be able to see both marks. So I have it centered on both marks, and I'm just going to push through so at least it makes a mark on the spine so that I can get a hole through there. All right, yeah, so we got it. We got our marks. And then I'm just going to come back and make some holes. Make them large enough for your arms of your brads to get through and not have to work too hard at it. All right, so now this is my, well, this is actually my second one. So this is my first one. So let's see. I should be able to center this into my groove. Grab my little corner doodad here. Pull this down just a little bit. Oh, if I had fingernails. Driving me nuts. Okay, so we're going to do our holes. All right, so there's that one, and hopefully those will line up nicely. Since I might be putting that one as my first one, and that's not going to be a problem. If it doesn't line up just right, it will be pretty as my first one anywho. Okay, those are somewhat centered. And this little curved piece is nice because it gets you at the proper angle so that you can go down straight into the center of your fold. Okay. So there you can see those holes. All right. So now let's see if I can get these to line up on this. And they do. So that will be good. Yeah, that one will work totally fine. So before we start putting them in, let's go ahead and line up, open this up, and line up your two little marks into the center. I can see, let's see. See my little mark there? So I'm lining the center of this gusset. And then this one here, you can't really see it because there's not much room there, but there it is right there. So I'm just lining that up. All right, so now you know what I mean by those two little lines that we made at the very beginning. Okay, and then make sure you're even top to bottom. And I'm checking to see, yep, it looks like the holes are going to line up just right. And then we're just going to place those so that we're making a hole, a little mark. Don't try and get it all the way through because it's a lot easier once you pick it up. And it looks like they're lined up just perfectly. For those of you that don't like sewing these in or think it's too complicated, which it really isn't, but some people just don't like sewing, and that's okay. So this will be an alternative that will allow you to start to do some journals. Okay, and then do the holes look like they're lining up properly? They do. Make sure it didn't move. And here we go. And another nice thing about gluing, is that they don't move now. That's always a bit of work when you're trying to keep them all together while you're getting your holes lined up and sewing everything. So this way, by putting a gusset on there, which I've been doing gusseted journals for a long time and I have not seen anybody else do it. And I would just love to start seeing people try and do these because they're super easy. Super easy, especially when we're going to do it this way. Let's see, I think, what do I want to go with? Maybe copper. Copper might look pretty cool with this. Yeah, I think, oops, it's sticking to me. It's sticking to me. think the copper might be a really nice accent on here. So I'm going to pull out some copper. And we're going to go ahead and open this up. And stick. Come on. You can get in there. See, if you have to go through a lot of glue, it does make it harder. That's another reason you want to make sure these are completely dry while you are... So you get the first one in. And open it up. And push it down. Get your second one. And line it up. I believe I have it. And no matter which way you do it, you're always hunting the hole. And we can try a different one. Let's get it into this hole, and there we go. Okay, there's that one. And then these should line up to their holes after you get two of them in there. Okay, come on now. This one's a little open. Let me find one that's better closed. Better closed. Tell you, if I had fingernails, I would be a happy camper. Alright, where are you? This one just does not want to go through real well. Okay. Tell you what I'm gonna do. Make my hole larger. There we go. Alright, let's get this one in. And this one back in. There's one. Come on, baby, you can do it. It does make your fingers a little sore. It does make your fingers a little sore. There we go. Alright, well, let's lay these down. And you want to push on them so that you're getting them in there. Okay. And then two more. Yeah, I think I like the copper. They're almost a little too wide, but I think they're going to be all right. Let me make sure I have my hole lined up. This is the one where I okay. So there it's through. I'm not going to let it move. Come on. Get in there. Oh, for heaven's sakes. Listen, buddy. let's make this sucker a little wider. That was really wide, but I want this sucker to get through there. Get through there. There we go. So you saw how wide I made it. And put some good pressure on there and make sure it's closing up nice and tight. And we have one more. And again, yep. Okay, so I've got that. I'll make it a little wider so it's easier. Get it in there. It's not quite as wide as the last one. I wanted that one to go in easy. There we go. Much better. All right, and push nice and hard. Okay. So there is our first one. And the pages will get taut because it's not just stitching, it's the whole. So you're just going to have to work the pages around those brads a little bit. And this is one reason that I used a cardstock into the center more than a paper that would rip easily. Yep, just give it a little bit of a burnish so that those pages, there. All right, next one. Now, need to make sure that I'm doing it on the correct side. All right, and first I'm going to make these holes, some of these holes a little bigger so that it's a lot easier to get the brads in. And I think I've got, these holes are fine. All right, let's try number 2. And put it right in the hole. Okay. And before I close it, I'm gonna do this one. And this one does not want to really line up with that hole very well. Come on, get in there, you're not far off. There we go. Oh, you are far off. Oh, upside down. That's why. Yep. I even checked to make sure I was doing it right. There. Where's this one? Where is it now? There it is. You probably could put all of them in. Let's try that. Let's try it and see. This little bugger. Fingernails. Okay, this one needs to be larger. And if you have smaller brads, by all means, use those smaller ones. I do have some smaller ones and probably should have used those instead of these, but I think these are still going to be just fine. Still going to be just fine. All right, so now we should be able to, in theory, get all of these inside the holes. Oh, yeah. Very nice. Flip it over. Now, I think, let's see. I think, what can I use to push these in? Let's try this. Yeah, there we go. That's going to make it where we can get these nice and tight. So I have my bone folder on its side pushing on the brads, so that when I'm pushing on this side, it's giving me a really good, nice, tight. See, I had that, and I just laid those right down on there. Okay, and I did not think that I would be able to see my markings, but I can, and I don't like that. So, let's see if I can get an eraser in there. I do have a pointed eraser. Here we go. There we go. Okay, and then let's fold these. This one actually has more cardstock pieces to it than the other one, so it's a little bulkier. But if you don't use cardstock, if you use, you know, thinner papers, you'll be fine. But I had a lot of cardstock in this. Sorry, I hope I haven't been off camera the whole time. Alright, now we have the last one to do. And I think I'm going to do that one just the way that I did the other ones. I'm going to, well, that hole looked wide enough. I'm going to widen these holes a little bit. Grab. And let's go ahead and stick all of these. I'm thinking, I mean, you guys see how to do this, that I want to go smaller, but I don't think I have smaller in copper. I think I have smaller in silver, and silver would work. So how much smaller? Because I made the holes fairly large. If I go too small, let's see if these will work. And it will probably make the page so much less. Whoop! Oh, I'm constantly picking stuff off my floor, aren't you guys? Okay, let's just make sure these aren't going to pop all the way through. No, they're still large enough to not go through those great big holes I made. Fingernails would be great. Okay, and this will probably cut down on the bulk. So I will take those other ones out. Alright, let's make sure I have this the right way. And I'm going to flip this and flip this so that I have this at the top. And let's just feed them into the holes. Oh, you got lost. Where'd you go? Okay, lost you all the way. There's that one. And that one. And that one. And that one. Come on. And that one's in. Come on, you get in there. Okay. Got him. Got him, got him, got him, got him, got him, got him. Alright. I'm going to use my bone folder. If you don't have a bone folder that's like mine, geez, what else could you use? A little block of wood. Yeah, so I'm going to go off screen and do the other ones again with these smaller ones. They're not quite as strong, but they are going to still, I think they'll be fine because there's going to be paper glued on top of these. So I think these will be plenty strong enough. All right. Find the beginning here. Yeah. And as the pages, yeah, this is much, 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 much better. Much, much, much better. Okay, guys. I will be back after I get these done, and we'll finish this up. Okay, guys, back in a minute. Okay, so I have gone ahead and took my 8.5 by 11 page that I had and cut it down and put my front and my back on. And you can still see little bits of the paper, but the colors all kind of blend nicely, so it just gives a nice accent all the way around. Now, what I'm going to do here, and I know I told you you didn't have to have score tape to do certain things, but if you do have some score tape, all I'm doing is laying it down across my brads. And this is just to give them a little added security. And to help them stay laying down, because these are a little thinner ones, and you know, if you snag them, they bend a lot easier than the thicker ones do. So you just need a piece that's going to cover. If you don't have that, I would say take a piece of cardstock, a thinner piece of cardstock, and just give yourself a little added layer there. Even a piece of copy paper, I guess. Or you could take some tape, just some regular office packaging tape. You know, maybe if you've got clear packaging tape, or masking tape, anything that's going to just kind of help those little buggers stay down. So I'm going to go ahead and take this off now. The backing off, not what I just put on there, because I want to leave that. Blah. Okay, so we're going to get this backing off of here. And that's not it. Here it is. And I think I want this way. So I'm going to put some glue on this. Now this was not wide enough to cover the whole part, but I am going to put some lace on, so that will definitely help bridge the gap. But I do want to try and get this on straight. There we go. There we go. Give it a little burnish. Move that glue around. My handmade paper has got a little, it doesn't like all this rough treatment. All right. Okay, so I will probably put some little pockets on the front. I'm going to use this somehow on the front, I think, and get some decorations done. And I will probably do some kind of closure. So, yeah. I don't know. I might just do, I don't know. I'll have to think about it, but I'll be back and give you a rundown through the whole thing. All right, guys, thanks for joining me. Just, if you got a lot of scraps, if you haven't ever done a scrap buster at all, this would be a perfect little thing to put together to get rid of all of those scraps in your arsenal of scraps. And you can make this an idea book for all the crafts that you can do. You can make it just a diary for you to have fun with. You can give it to a friend planning a wedding or whatever. You just get those scraps out, make it up, and then figure out what you're going to do with it. But you'll have fun doing it. All right, guys. See you back in a few minutes. Hey, guys. Oh, my light went out. There we go. Thought I'd bring you along for the ride. I was finishing up on this journal for my scrap buster because I had a lot of scraps left over from the Fashion Bazaar. This is the leftover papers from Mrs. Cog's Fashion Bazaar. And so I took this strip here and put the the edge punch on both sides, so that would cover the edge. And I put my lace on. I put a couple of pieces. This is some handmade paper, and this is a piece of vellum that I can't really, don't know what the word is. It's not in English, but so there's that. And then I have this lady, and she is going to go right here. So I'm going to go ahead and plunk her down. Let's see. Just getting that white off, but I don't really want it on her, so I'm going from the back. I had quite a bit of time trying to figure out what I was going to do with this one. And you know what? I think I'm going to add a little color to her. Let's see. Let's see. I got a little piece of white here. Oh, wrong side. Let's see what color this is. Ooh, very dark. Worn lipstick. That. I don't know. Let me check what else I have just in case. Here's some Stampin' Up markers. Oh, now that one might work for me. Okay, so I think I'm going to start by using, this is a Stampin' Up Blushing Bride, and I think I'm going to get her hat. Give their hat just a little bit of color there. Okay. And I think that I'm going to take a teeny bit of this worn lipstick and just kind of darken the darker spots. And then I'm going to come back with this and just kind of blend that in. And then let's just go over it all one more time. Okay. I think that looks pretty good, pretty good. Put all those up later. And that just adds a little bit more color to her. And I want her basically behind this white piece. Because this was very busy because, because I had to piecemeal everything together. So like it is on the back. And so I wanted to soften it up a little bit so she would take center stage. And I've just got my Fabri-Tac out, so that's what I'm going to use. So my Etsy shop opens tomorrow. And, of course, it'll already be open by the time you guys are seeing this video. But I have been just having a ball getting things on there and finding things. And I hope all of you have gone to try it. But I am not going to turn into a commercial because I have seen so many people do that. So this is probably the one and only time, unless I have a funny story, that you know, that I'm really going to be mentioning my shop. Because I've watched a lot of people over the years, and then when they start selling stuff, it seems like it's just one long commercial. And I don't want to be that way. That's not me. I'm not great at tooting my own horn anyway, so. And then I have this little piece here, just to break that flat cut that I have on, this was the bottom of the paper, so there wasn't really a whole lot else to do there. So we just made our own little finishing touch. Make sure that's straight. Okay. All right. And I'm going to glue this part of my little spine piece coming over. Okay. Oh my goodness. And I'm using the Fabri-Tac mainly because I had this handmade paper which sometimes doesn't like regular glue, and that I'm gluing onto lace. So just figured the Fabri-Tac would be my one-stop shop. Okay. All right, so now what I have to fix her up a little bit, I'm going to put a dot. Come on, Fabri-Tac. I'm going to put a dot of Fabri-Tac right here at the back of her hat. And these are all feathers, so I dug into my feather stash and got myself a few little feathers that I thought would work nicely for... I've got so many feathers, it's not even funny. Oops, come on. All right, and then on top of that, I've got a nice piece of bling. This is actually a bead. I think this one is a bead. No, maybe this is something off some broken jewelry. And that goes right there. Isn't that pretty? I love it. Dresses her hat right up. And then I also found this this little thing. Let's see if I can... I don't know. It's tiny. And it's got a little couple roses on it. It's got a little bow at the top. I guess it could be at the top or the bottom. Which way do I like it? I like it up. The flowers look better with the bow up. Oh, this was an old earring, a post earring, and I cut the post off. Ah! Good thing it fell. Never work over your book. It fell glue side up. Imagine that. And then this is going to be a little brooch on her jacket. Oh, I don't think I got enough of that. Let's see if I can get some more of that post off. Okay. All right, so I can't get that to lay flat, so I am going to grab one of my spacers. And I'm going to put this down on a spacer. And then it will lay flat. Little trick, guys. I just want to make sure that I picked one that was small enough. Yes. So now, I can put this, where's my bow at? Here. Now I can put this like it's a brooch on her shoulder. There we go. So cute. Okay, so that is that, guys. So let me do a quick walkthrough for you. The only thing I haven't done is I'm going to do another piece just like this, no lace, and just put over this piece. And then that will be complete. Let me put my glue down and I will do a little walkthrough. Okay, so you've seen our cover. I didn't put anything on the inside. I just love this kind of, it's kind of an iridescent lavender. And I think it just looked so nice. And this page is pretty busy anyway. Got a little tag there. I'm just going to flip through so you can see. Got a tag here. Oh, got a A little bit of glue on it. There we go. Little tag there. Little material piece. I mean, when I make journals, I just grab whatever. Made little booklets. There's a couple of those in there. Details. This is a and then it just opens up. So you can do lots of little note-taking or little pictures, whatever you want. And I will get that later. And this is some handmade paper. A piece of a flower. I don't let anything go to waste. There's a nice little pocket. And another one with a couple of tags. This is beautiful paper. Hand-cut flower there on the hand-cut paper. They have little pockets with little tags in it. Little piece of eyelet lace. Little piece of material. This is the double fold bias. These are little envelopes for you to put secrets in and such. Little washi tape. Got to get out the washi tape. And this is just a little piece that I had here. Little flap. Bookmark tag. And then this is another booklet. There's like 3 or 4 little pages in there. Little tag here. Got some of my old tablecloth and some lace. Flap. A little take note with some lace. This was a little book that my girlfriend Laurel sent me for Christmas one year. And so I used it in there. I think it went very well. Thank you, Laurel. Just using up all those little tags and things that I had. Isn't she pretty? Music sheets. That's such a pretty page. There's a little tag there. Just had a few little bits of paper and a little piece of lace. That is an antique piece of lace there. I got splattered throughout the book. Another one of the tags. And I've got a paper clip on this. And this is another one of those. Come on. There we go. And then I just paper clipped it closed. Little tag. So I printed on some vellum, and I've had that in my scrap drawer trying to use it up, so I used it up. Yay! Yeah, I also dug through my scrap drawer. You know how I do with these scrap buster thingy bobbers. There's just a little flap there. A little tag. Beautiful picture. And I did go back, if you guys watched the other video, I had larger brads in here, because this is no sew. You've got these in with brads. And I put the smaller brads in, and it is so much better. So much better. And I put this little lady on the vellum. I love that. And there's a little tag with the little bit of ribbon on the top. I love having these ladies interspersed. Here's another little booklet. And then here's a flap here, and I made a little tag to go into like the folder flap. and a belly band with a tag in it. And I got a tag here, and this just opens up. I had some holes in here from a different project and decided to leave them and put a little bow. And again, this is the washi tape and the back. So that's it, guys. That was my no-sew quick journal using up my scraps. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, I'm going to be putting this here, and that will be it. And I will be putting this on my Etsy shop. Talk to y'all later. Bye!